From the Oklahoma newsroom, this is an OU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Jason Kersey. Jason, Bob Stoops addressing the media on Monday, as he always does, but obviously post-Texas, always interesting. And after a really unexpected loss on Saturday to the Longhorns, I think everybody was kind of waiting to see what Bob Stoops would say. What impressions did you come away from his press conference with?
Well, I mean, I think he was defensive at times. I think he seemed defeated at times. You know, he was obviously upset by the game. He didn't like, as he never likes, being questioned about anything. And to me, what I thought was the most interesting things that he said was basically the coaches did all they could, and it was on the players. And that's not really something you expect to hear from a coach, especially one who's been around as long as him. But that's why I say I think he at some point seemed defeated, that, you know, I don't know what to do with these guys.
Yeah, I think we talked after the press conference. There were definitely moments of defiance, as you alluded to. But, yeah, I think there was sort of a moment of questioning, like, what else can be done? And that begs a question. You know, these are guys that Bob Stoops and these coaches, they recruited, they're with every day. The fact that they're questioning how to motivate and teach and improve, that has to raise something of a red flag.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely does, especially considering, you know, Ty Darlington, Baker Mayfield come out and say we came out flat. Bob Stoops says, oh, that's just an excuse. I watched the way they practiced all week. I know they were ready to play. Well, that either means that the players were lying, or Bob Stoops doesn't know his players as well as he thinks he does. And either way, that's not good.
Yeah, and you know, it's the whole coming out flat thing. It seemed like that as much as anything, after Texas scores that second touchdown, you just didn't see the Sooners sort of bow up and fight. But up until that point, I think your sidekick Ryan Aber, he pointed out some big plays, that first touchdown being among them, that their guys were in position and did not make tackles. That effort, maybe that speaks a little bit to that flatness those guys were talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the thing that's so interesting to me is that for years and years, what we always heard was that Mac Brown's teams may have the edge against Bob Stoops, but Bob Stoops' teams will always play harder and be tougher, and that has not been the case for the last 3 years. It's been the complete opposite. You know, first with Mac Brown's last game, and then the last 2 years with Charlie Strong. Even with OU winning last year, that Texas team came out and they played tougher, and you know, OU had an interception return for a touchdown, a kick return for a touchdown that allowed them to win. But in almost every other statistical category, they got outplayed that day. So I don't know what it is about that game that causes OU to come out so flat, but obviously needs to change.
Lastly, I know most people don't even want to think about the upcoming game. They want to continue to talk and think about this Texas game and what all went wrong. But K-State, Saturday in Manhattan. K-State's a team that's going to hit you hard. They're not going to make mistakes. Is there reason for concern? Does this game go to a higher level of concern after what everybody saw last Saturday?
It does, but at the same time, OU has always played well in Manhattan. They haven't lost there since John Blake's first year at Oklahoma. And even in years where they were coming off a loss, I think back to 2011 when OU lost at home to Texas Tech in what was a stunning upset to an unranked team. OU was, I think, #1 in the country at the time. And then OU went up and beat a higher-ranked Kansas State team by something like 40 points. So OU has played well in Manhattan, but obviously with the way K-State played last week, it's a concern.
All right, thanks, Jason. Sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.